So, hello fellow banknote collectors, and today we're just going to have a look at some Chinese banknotes. These are the banknotes from 1960s. I'm not going to really review the actual banknotes, I'm just going to review the authenticity. So on this side, I have some original banknotes that I bought individually. And this side, I brought these as a lot. So the first thing you'll notice is that there is a colour differences between a lot of these banknotes. Not all of them, but generally with the 1, 2 and 5 fin, the banknotes with the Roman numerals are pretty much the most common and are less valuable. The ones with the Roman and Arabic numerals, so numbers and looks like letters, are more expensive. But in the printing is actually a little bit different. So these banknotes have less detail than that, but in this banknote you can't actually tell. So that's a 1 fin, no longer legal tender. And here we have the 2 fin, and then we look at the coat of arms, and they look pretty much normal. So also to check if they're actually counterfeits, I've actually brought 2 sets to check the serial numbers, because usually the serial numbers are actually pretty much the same. But as you can see, the serial numbers are actually different. Also the prefix is sometimes different, that one's the same. If I have a look at another denomination, so the 5 fin, so here it is. This one has a ship on it. The serial numbers are also different as well. So that does not make any conclusion on that banknote. The printing on those two is actually a bit different as well. If we take another one, so the printing looks more like this banknote than that one. That one's a little bit lighter in colour. Okay, so then we have the 1 JAL. So the printing is actually consistent with the earlier production, and this one being the later production. So I can't work anything out there, unless I get another earlier production banknote. This one, the detail is actually not as good as this one. You can see there's a lot of dark patches and no distinction between where the light is. So you see that she's carrying cans with a herbicide that she actually sprays. This one's less defined, and so is that basket. But that just might be a reflection of the earlier banknotes. Then we have the 2 JAL. So another thing you can check is actual watermark, but the 1 and 2 and 5 JAL have banknotes with the watermark and without the watermark, so that's not going to be useful for these banknotes here. As you can see, no watermark, but there is a colour difference there. That's pretty much consistent with the different types. But as you can see with the bridge, this bridge has a lot of detail, especially here on the bank. Here the detail is actually missing, as well as down here with the trees. Up there with the trees has a lot of detail. So that is, here is the other banknote, has the same as this one, same coloration. So that leads me to suspect this one is actually a reprint. And if you look in the background, the background looks pretty much the same. Talk about up here. Then we have a look on the back. This banknote is actually a lot lighter printed. This is darker, and that's also a suspicion as well. Okay, then we have where's the 5 JAL? Okay, the 5 JAL. So these have no watermark. If we look at guap, that's a little bit thick and thin, so it should actually be thick and not thin. And also you can see the gradation in the colour, so it should actually grade like this, and it doesn't. So that's also very suspicious as well. But with the colour here, it's more, most of the banknotes I've seen have got this coloration here, not these dark features that I can see down here. And then you look at the main feature. So this looks like cotton spinning or something like that. You can see this one looks a little bit blurry. So you take the detail of this instrument there, the cog. You can see clearly, it's clearly outlined. This one, it's like a little bit fuzzy, as well as the cog behind. And also, you can see the image of the woman there. It's very crisp here, but here it's a little bit fuzzy. And that pretty much indicates that this is probably a reprint as well. And then you turn over the outside and you can check the date. So the dates actually look a little bit different. This is actually, looks like a thicker date than that one. So that I can't make up my mind on. But this one has better detail on the flowers than that one. So you can check this flower. You can see the stripes coming on the petal. This one, a lot of the stripes are pretty much not all consistent. So that's also suspicious. Okay, then we have the Wanzhou. So this is a good determiner. These ones should all have stars. So you can see the stars there. You've got four small ones and one big one, just like on the Chinese flag. And you can see the big one there, and there's the small ones. And that's what you should actually see. So you got the big one there, or big ones up there, and you got the small ones down there. That's what you should actually have on the banknote. So all the 1, 2, and 5 should have these stars, and this one doesn't have any. So you can see nothing. No watermark. So this one is definitely not an original banknote, because they should actually all have the watermark. Then we look at the detail. You can see this one has lots of crisp detail, and this one does not, especially the front of the tractor. It just, you can pretty much tell the difference between both of them. This one has had a lot more engraving than what this banknote actually has. So that, along with the watermark, indicates that these banknotes are actually reprints. And also, this printing inside the 1 man, so 1 yuan, is, and also down here, yuan, is actually indications that it's actually a reprint. And then we turn it over, and we have this almost, the purple is too purplish, and so is the blue, it's too bluish. And also here we have a nice detail in the animals. You can see, you can having trouble distinguishing between the sheep there. So this one is easily distinguishable. Up here it is not. Same with these two here. Very easy to see on this banknote. Also trees in the background. These ones are more individualized, and this one's more just a clump or bush, and also the mountains in the background is actually hard to distinguish. So these are the things that you need to see when you actually buy banknotes online. It's good to actually have another reference, so a banknote catalog, which, you know, or you can actually put on a forum. So here is another one. I don't actually have an original of this. So this one, 2 Jiao, to buy in this condition is probably like $20 to $30, as well as the, where is it, the 5 Ben. So, that one. So to buy this one with the numbers on it, it's actually going to cost you at least $20. And you can buy this whole set for like, you know, $15 to $20 as it is. So really, when two of the banknotes added up equals about $40 to $50 by themselves, you know that this is actually too good to be true. Then you have the image here, If you get an original one or look at an original one online, you can see that this one is lacking detail. It's actually too black in a lot of places. So that is a good indication that it's not original. As well as here, this is actually too black. And you should be able to see the track the lines a lot clearer on that banknote. And also you got this should actually be lined up, so this pedal should actually be a lot lower, so it should just look like a flower. And if I get another two, is it the same? I'm just getting it out. As you can see, this one also has problem with centering this flower here as well. So they have a problem with that part of the actual banknote. You can see the 2 is not centered there as well. That might be, normal for these banknotes, but I haven't seen one without any discentered parts in them. Then we have this one. It's also lacking detail. So this one looks like it just cuts off and it fades away, but it should just fade gradually. And also, if you look at the dates on the banknotes, it's actually a bit strange. On the back, also this is actually lacking a lot of detail as well. So that's pretty much how you know that's a reproduction. And the 10 yuan. So this is a good banknote because look at the shirts of the 3 people there. This is actually too dark. You should be able to tell where the pockets are and the medals that they actually have on them. But this one looks like pretty much just a straight black shirt, and that's definitely an indication. And also the date. The date is actually too thin for an original banknote. It's actually should be a lot thicker. On the top of the 5 and the top of the curve of the 5 should actually nearly join up. Then we have this side. This is also lacking detail. Should actually be a lot better printed. And also you can see there is no watermark. So definitely a reprint. I purchased these knowing that they're most likely going to be reprints, but I just wanted to let everyone know that this is what happens when you buy banknotes. I thought I saw a type of wood. Yeah, there you go. Looks like the one of the buildings in Tiananmen Square. But it's actually supposed to be a watermark. But I don't see it when I do that. Maybe a little bit. But anyway, I hope this helps you in determining what is actually an original and what is actually not an original Chinese banknote. So if you're buying from anyone, even coin shops, this is the type of stuff you can get because a lot of coin collectors, they only specialise in certain areas, so they wouldn't actually know these banknotes that well. So I'd like to say thank you very much for watching my video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and have an awesome banknote collecting time. Thank you and bye bye.